Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and I resell stuff online, and today I am going to show you what has been selling so far at the start of this new year. And I want to start doing these weekly what sold videos because it's a lot easier for me, so I don't have to go through the whole month. It's just easier to do a weekly thing. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy this style of video. Let me know down below if you love it or hate it. I have a few good sales so far at the start of this month, and I'm really excited to share with you guys. All right, so let's jump on over and see what's been selling for me. Here we have these Durango boots, and I did find these at the bins in Romeoville, and they sold for $25.49. These were a size 10. These took a long time to sell, and I feel like they actually sold for less than that. Yeah, they sold for $19, not $25. I took a best offer and they sold for $19. Our next item is these pair of snow pants. They are North Face Gore-Tex, and these were actually given to me from my mother-in-law, so thank you so much. I'm just trying to find them on here because trying to figure out how much things sell for on eBay is really hard. My reseller Genie will have it. I don't know, this is really hard. They sold for $38.99. If anyone knows how to figure out exactly how much things sell for on eBay, because I have a very hard time trying to figure out exactly how much they sold for. All right, moving on to the next sale is this video game, and I found this at the bins, and it was a GameCube game. I thought it sold for $10. Yeah, this sold for $10, and I did find that at the bins as well. And this next item is this J. Jill Luxe Supima Cotton Tunic, and I got plenty of lowball offers on this item, and I ignored them because I don't got time for that. But it did sell for $21.24, and honestly, I do not even remember where I bought this. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, moving on. I sold these Kuyana 3-piece dust bag set, and these came from my wonderful sister-in-law, so thank you so much. This sold for $39.39, so that was great. It took a little bit to sell. I did list this over summer and finally sold for $39. All right, this next item is a fun item. I'll link the video above, but I found over the summer some Cabbage Patch dolls at a garage sale, and it was this big tote. They only asked for $25 for this big tote, and one of them sold for $100, and I've been slowly selling the rest. I think I only have like 4 more left, and this doll sold for $25, so it was great profit. The shoes were kind of sticky, but I did note that in the description. But I highly recommend picking up Cabbage Patch dolls if you find them out in the wild for cheap. They are definitely sought after. All right, this next item I found at the bins in Grand Rapids, and I originally had this for myself, and I wore it a couple times, and I just wasn't gravitating towards it anymore, and I accepted an offer of $12 for this. The bins in Gary, and this is an UMG top. I liked the little tassels here on the bottom, and this sold for $10.39, and I did get some positive feedback on this, so that's great. Here we have an Anthropologie Porridge puff sleeve tie top, and I did find this at the bins in Romeoville, and this sold for $19.99. I think this was a best offer. Does this tell me up here? Yeah, what I like is that it actually tells me when I listed this item. So this took a couple months to sell, which is actually not that bad considering Anthropologie has a terrible sell-through rate these days. So I'm happy with that. how long did it take this UMG top? October 15. So that one took a while. All right, this next one is actually a relist. So I think I bought this the same time as this UMG top. So October 15, which is my son's birthday, by the way. And somebody bought this and then they wanted to cancel it. So I had to relist it, and I relisted it on November 18. And this sold for $12, which it actually, when it sold the first time, they sent me an offer of $10, well, $9.99, and so I ended up getting more for it the second time around. All right, this next item, this was actually my first time finding this brand. It is Lauren Moshi, and I found this at a local thrift store here in my area, and I heard of this brand from McThriftsies, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, and I think I paid around $2 or $3 for it, and it sold on eBay for $39.99. My full asking price, and this also had stains, so that's great. So nice little profit here. And you'll see in an up and coming video, I did end up finding this brand again, so that was awesome. I just thought this print was so adorable. I know she is known for some like graphic tees, I believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, it was super fun find, and now I can cross it off my BOLO list. All right, this next item, oh, actually, yeah, this one didn't take too long to sell, like a little over a month, but it did have quite a few like watchers, and I also got a bunch of lowball offers on Poshmark. I'm glad I held out and it finally sold for my full asking price. All right, this next item is a pair of Offline by Aerie. These are some bike shorts. They're size large, and they sold for $10.39, and I listed those December 5th. So it took a little over a month to sell, and I would definitely pick these up again. All right, these boots sold, but I took forever to list these, and I found these at the bins in Romeoville, and I'm gonna try not to pick up like tall boots like these again, unless, of course, there will be some exceptions. But yeah, these, I listed them on December 12th, so it almost took a month for them to sell, and they sold on January 7 for $23. And if you know, shipping big things like this on eBay is not the funnest. I wish they would have sold on Poshmark. It would have made my life a little bit easier, because I don't know if I lost money off shipping, because, you know, and I don't remember where exactly it went. So yeah, I just prefer shipping these types of things on Poshmark. All right, next I sold this Kate Spade bag that I remember finding at the bins in Gary, and this was beat up, let me tell you. And my husband actually fixed one of these handles here, because it was broken, and he screwed it back on somehow. And my original plan was I was going to fix it up, try to get the stains out of the inside, and buy a strap and try to resell it for more. But, you know, I don't have time to do stuff like that. So I just listed it as is, and it sold for $13.59. Still a great profit, because it wasn't like super heavy, and they paid $7 in shipping. And this took less than a month to sell. And this was one of the first sales of the year. Sold on January 1st. All right, this next item is another awesome sale. This is also another first time find for me. I sold this Frank and Eileen button-down shirt, and this color was just beautiful. I would have kept it for myself, but I've never, oh, that's a bad picture. I've never sold this brand before, so obviously I'm going to resell it, because I hear people talk about this brand all the time and I've never found it. But my day has finally come. I found it at my local thrift store, and it was only $3. And this sold for my full asking price of $49.99, so great profit. It sells very fast. I listed this on January 3 and it sold, no. I listed this on January 2nd and it sold the next day. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking this brand up if you ever see it. My next sale is another local thrift store find. I found these Matilda Jane flare pants and I think I paid $4 for these, and these ones sold pretty quick. I was a little surprised because sometimes this brand does sit for me, but I also have a hard time resisting it sometimes because I don't know why. I just think they have some fun pieces. And I listed them on January 3 and they sold the next day, and somebody sent me an offer of $16 and I happily accepted because I know this brand can sit sometimes. Now I recently made a couple sales. Okay, and this I sold today. Somebody sent me an offer of $25 and I happily accepted. This is one of the items I got in a wholesale box. As you can see here, it's been taking a little while, but all the other pieces have sold pretty quick. So I bought a wholesale box of just Skims and a lot of it has sold. I think I only have 4 items now that one sold left, and it's just these cropped cami tanks that I have left, and somebody offered me $25 on eBay and I happily accepted because I'm trying to move these things so I don't have them anymore. And then this is another sale that I had today. I listed this in November and I found this at the local thrift shop near me. I think I paid $2 or $3 for this as well, and it was new with tags. That was a surprise for me when I took it home and realized, oh, this is new with tags. I picked it up based solely on style because I thought it was really fun, and it sold for $15.99, and that one sold today. So awesome sale. All right, we are going to move on over to Poshmark. So here we have just a few Poshmark sales, not a ton. Poshmark is not my breadwinner. It is eBay that I can sell a lot more items on. I will link another video above because I found this locally. Somebody was selling a huge box full of this brand called Outer Known, and definitely be on the lookout for this brand. I will go ahead and link that video up above if you're curious. And that was a local Facebook marketplace find. And this, oh, and the other thing is that they were all sample pieces. A lot of them were. All right, so this Aster Outer Known zip-up hoodie sold for $50, and I think my cost of goods for all of these items were like a little over $1, maybe $1.50, and my net earnings for this was $40. Well, I guess $39 if I count the dollar off. All right, this next item is a bins find, I think. And this was an item that I've had for a while because it's on a backboard that I had at my old house. Since then we've moved, and this only sold for $9. I definitely will not pick this up again in the future if I find it because it did take a while to sell. I have a lot of pocket squares, and I also did 2 wholesale boxes last year because I needed some inventory, and it was during the summer when it's harder for me to go shopping because both my boys are home. And I ordered a men's box, and it came with a bunch of pocket squares, and it took me a long time to list these babies because it's not my favorite thing in the world to list, and I wasn't sure how to sell them. So I ultimately listed some in a few lots and then some on their own, and let me tell you, some of them have been selling, but I've also been getting a ton of lowball offers when I already offer free shipping, especially on eBay. I offer free shipping and they're only $8.99, and I keep getting lowball offers. Anyways, so this came in a wholesale box, and these actually, I was very surprised that they sold on Poshmark for my full asking price of $30. So my net earnings were $24 after Poshmark's fees. I don't know how much these ended up costing because it came in a wholesale box, so not positive on that. I know I paid $24 each for all the men's items that I got, and I didn't include these in that count, so not exactly sure how much I profited off those. All right, this next item is a Maurice's dress, and this came from the bins in Romeoville, I believe, and this sold for $20. So my net minus Poshmark fees, it is $16, and I roughly pay about $2 an item for my bins stuff. Here we have a really fun, super embellished sweater that I found at a thrift store here in town. It is a church thrift, and this didn't have a hole, and it came with some shoulder pads, so that's fun. And whoop, I did not mean to do that, sorry. Wow, what's going on? Yeah, this was like super embellished, super fun, and I did have this listed for $30, and then someone offered me $15. I just wanted it gone, so I accepted. And I think I paid $4 for this a while ago. No, $3 a while ago. So my net earnings is $12, so 12 minus 3. So not the best flip, but hey, it was taking up space, so I'm glad it's gone. All right, this next item is a pair of scrubs that my sister-in-law actually gave me. They sold for $10, and these ones actually sold pretty quickly. I was a little surprised. I did have these listed for $19, but I went ahead and accepted the $10 because I was just trying to move some stuff, and yeah, that is why I accepted it. And they're missing the drawstring. Here's another high dollar sale, so be on the lookout for this brand, Tahari. I'm totally kidding if you couldn't tell. This took a long time to sell. I think I got this at the bins, and it sold for $9. So after fees, I earned $6.05, so minus 2, so I only earned $4 off that sale. Cha-ching. All right, this next sale I found at the bins. These Nawat, I don't know how to say that. Sandals. This brand usually sells pretty fast for me if they are in decent condition, and the soles on these shoes were in really good condition. So I went ahead and snagged them, and they sold for $15. After fees and cost of goods, I earned a total of $10. Cha-ching, cha-ching. All right, this next sale actually is going to be getting returned to me because I sent them the wrong item. And these sold for $24 too, so I was a little bummed about that mistake. Yeah, I'm just annoyed with myself overall. So if you don't know, I switched up how I store my inventory. And when I was going in and transferring my old inventory to this new system, I must have mistaken these because I have another pair that looks just like this, and I put in the wrong number, the wrong SKU, so that is why she got sent the wrong item, so I do apologize. My mistake. All right, this next item is this Zara sleeve blouse, and this sold for $9. Yeah, a lot of lower price items over here on Poshmark, and I did find this at the bins. All right, this next item I believe is another bins find. Is this Torrid Lightning Star Relax sweater. It sold for $18. So my net profit is $14.40, and the minus $2 would be $12.20. This style of jeans is flying out of my closet, and I found a few more pairs at the bins recently that I need to get listed. I am procrastinating on my listing, which is really bad because I'm trying to list more this year. And these, oh yeah, the label for this 7 for All Mankind looked very different to me, so that is, yeah, here it is. It looked very different, so that is why I picked these up, because it looked like a newer piece, and they sold pretty quickly actually, and they sold for $25. So my net after cost of goods and Poshmark fees was $18, and I would definitely pick these up again. You know, honestly, now that I'm looking at some of these up here, maybe I should have listed them for a little more, but whatever, I still made a profit. Here's another bins item, and this is in one of my recent Thrift With Me's at the bins. And yeah, this sold. I had it listed, I think, for $25, and I am so happy this sold on Poshmark because shipping this on eBay would have been a pain in das Buns. So I'm glad it sold here. And this sold for $15, so after fees and everything, my net profit is $10. And then I sold a bundle. I rarely sell bundles. And I found these items at the bins. This one was in Romeoville. And this one was also in Romeoville. Some Zara jeans. And this bundle sold for $35. And my total earnings was $28 for both items, and I paid $4 for both of these items, so I made $24 off these items. And then my last sale on Poshmark are these Rothy's, and this was the first time find. Well, no, not my first time find actually. Oh, and I just made another sale, and I'm so happy. I finally sold these shoes, and I will show you in a second. I was very surprised to find these because I rarely find this brand. In fact, this was my second time finding it, and I couldn't even sell it the first time because they were too badly damaged. So they sold for $50, and my net profit on these minus fees and cost of goods was $38. So that's wonderful. I'm so happy. And then my most recent sale are these Fry shoes that I paid $15 for on some website that I don't even remember. I had these for like 4 years. This style of Fry shoes, they do not sell well at all. So I do not recommend picking these up unless you can find them for cheap and you don't mind holding on to them. So I only made $5 off those shoes. But hey, I still sold them, so that's all that matters, right? All right. This first item that sold on eBay was this rayon size large embroidered puff sleeve top. And I also found this at the bins in Gary, and it sold for my full asking price of $19.99. And I picked this up because I thought it was cute. All right, and my last sale, which is also on Poshmark, I made one Poshmark and one eBay sale, and I sold these Palms Avarcas sandals. Totally butchered that, I'm guessing. And they sold for $15, and I found these at the bins in Gary as well. And you can also see that these are pretty beat up. So I'm happy these sold. But that's it. Those are the only 2 other sales that I had so far tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below how your sales are doing so far this year. I hope they are doing great, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!